45's getting ready to start off here with Circus, and Circus will be the home team. Tito's will be the visitor, and this is a big tilt. We just saw BTA and High Y, absolutely, both of them playing great, and they both ended up with walk-off 10-plus run victories. So both of those teams playing exceptionally well, and they're going to be playing later tonight head-to-head. So we'll see. Gio may end up doing a double or a triple header here. We'll see. Unfortunately, George Bliss is not here, and Donnie Rollins had to leave as he couldn't stick around anymore. And appreciate Donnie sticking around after the Iron team lost a heartbreaker. So here we go. We're going to hope that we don't have the glitches. That's why Donnie had to do it on his cell phone. For some reason, the equipment was just glitching all over the place. But we're here now, and it should be a good ball game. So just got to set one more setting, and here we go. This is how Tito's 45's will go. Anthony Sanchez in left field leading off. Be followed by Nate Mercado. Shortstop, Joe Yaris up the middle, short center. Mike Manzella catching. Vince Sacy, who we did not see against Flashback, is here playing third base. Chris Lentin in center field. Danny Villarreal playing second base. Adam Haas playing right field. Jack Landwehr playing first, and Israel Sanchez pitching. Again, for those of you new to the stream, we are playing Chicago 16-inch style softball. We do not use gloves. 99% of what we do, 60-foot bases. You can't steal. Pitching rubber 38 feet from the rubber to the point of home plate. 6-12 on the arc. We are playing open count. That's 0-0. We do use heavy bats. That can be no longer than 34 inches. Weigh no more than 38 ounces. With a barrel no bigger than 2 1/4. So this promises to be a pretty good ball game. And we are going to be underway here very shortly. Pitcher does get a drag step without the mitt. That's one step left, right, or back. 2 fakes or hesitation. Third arm action has to deliver the ball home. And a fake or throw to a base is one of your fakes or hesitation. So here's Anthony Sanchez. Of course, Tito's had a late game last night where they outlasted Flashback. Flashback did turn around and win a couple of ball games. They're into Sunday. And Flashback looked a lot better today than they did yesterday, that's for sure. Here's Anthony Sanchez now. And Moneyline has made it to Sunday as well. They had to come through the loser's bracket. They did a good job today. And those are the only 2 teams we know for sure are in the loser's bracket. So still have a couple of more games tonight in the winner's bracket, as we have a 7 o'clock winner's bracket game on field A and an 8:15. So Sanchez leads off our ball game with the ball toward the gap. Sanchez running to third, head first slide, safe. So again, Circus has been playing extremely well.
Hey, let's go, Nate. It's all there for you, kid. Let's go.
And Tito's getting back into a groove a little bit. Here's Nate Sanchez. And again, the nature of the time of the day, you can see the shadow from the pitcher. And right now, it's not exactly aligned with home plate, but it is a little tough. Any type of a pitch that might be high and a little bit inside, the hitter is going to look into the sun. And generally in these types of situations, Seems like the left-handed hitters might have a slightly bigger issue. So here's Nate, little ground ball deflected by Jack Nakanishi. Nice recovery by KD, Kevin Duff, as he changed directions on a dime, and he threw a sidearm bullet, and that's important too, because if you're a first baseman, you're trying to tell your guys keep the throw low. But Sanchez did get into third base, brings up Joe Yaris, a chance to put Tito's 45's up 1-0 here. Again, open count today. We have noticed hitters have been a little bit more patient. And there's man, that's trouble. That's going to get down in the gap. Joey Casa was playing him toward the line, and Joe Yaris throws a triple into right center. There was no chance for Tony Valdez to get there. Joe Casa was kind of playing Joe toward the line and a little shallow. There is a slight breeze blowing in, but Tito's has jumped up ahead here 2-0. Or I'm sorry, 1-0. Here's Mike Manzella. Manzella takes that pitch. And takes that pitch in as well. Looks like Jack is trying to stay upstairs on him and maybe trying to pitch him inside a little bit. He does grab a strike there. 2-1. And Manzella hits a high towering fly ball. Casa circling the wagons, called off by Valdez, but that'll get the job done. Yaris will trot in 2-0 Tito's. And if Circus can get out of here with no more damage, I think they'd be okay with just giving up a deuce here. Again, Vince Sacy was not here yesterday. And Vince, of course, played with Players Inc. back in the day and eventually went over to Signature. And then they parted ways. I'm not seeing any comments. Is anybody watching this thing? So here's Sacy. Line drive off of Jack Nakanishi. And you don't see that often. A 1-4-3 ground out twice in the same inning. Again, Kevin Duff, good feet, was able to change directions and make the play. So again, the live stream is powered by Gold Rush Gaming. If you're thinking about putting video gaming in your establishment, give them a call. They are the gold standard. And you can't sign contracts in anticipation of gaming going live in your community. If I'm not mistaken, I might be branching out to some other states. And I got to get that information for you guys in other states. And call them at 630-307-0500. Email them at inquiries@goldrushgaming.com. And please, please, please gamble responsibly. So leading off here, it's going to be the right fielder, Joey Casa. That's a little bit of a change in their lineup. Then Kevin Duff, second baseman, Timmy Korenkowski, the shortstop. And he takes a strike there. Alex Chavez catching. Scotty Urdecki at third. Sean Burke at first. Tony Valdez in center. Jason Rojas in left. Trace Rufi up the middle. And Jack Nakanishi. And that's a little pop-up foul for strike three. So we have not seen Joey Casa lead off. That's usually the domain of Brian Korenkowski, but I don't see Brian here today. Of course, he was spectacular the other night when Circus won the 2 games. So not quite sure where he's at today. And here's Kevin Duff. And Kevin swings, and he delivers a hit. Looked like for a second there that maybe Adam Haas was thinking about maybe throwing to first. Kevin was jogging. And then he had to kind of quicken the pace a little bit. So here's Timmy Korenkowski. 1 on, 1 out here. Circus trailing 2-0. So it's been a pretty good day today. Been some tight ball games. And we had a couple of walk-offs. In fact, the games right before this were slotters, but 2 time slots ago, we actually, on both diamonds, had walk-offs. Dynasty walked off iron, and I think Flash walked off. Was it Flashback or Getting Soft? And Korenkowski to a gap, and now it takes a crazy hop. And Timmy will stop at second, 2-1. It looked like it was just going to be a long single, and then it took a Super Ball bounce. Anthony Sanchez jumped up, deflected it enough so Chris Lentine, right where he should be, backing up his left fielder, was able to keep Korenkowski from going to third. So bottom of the first, 2-1 now, and Chavez delivers. Timmy busting, and he's going to score easily as he got a good read. So Alex Chavez ties the game at 2. Now it brings up Scott Herdecki. Still only 1 out in the inning. And Circus has been scoring a lot of runs, and Herdecki walks the dog. Chavez takes the turn, and he makes it. So I just got a text from Brian. Please don't text during the game, Brian. Just go on the comment section saying he's at the firehouse. Of course, he is a fireman. We appreciate your service. 2-2 runners on the corner. 1 out here for Sean Burke now. Circus threatening to take their first lead of the ball game. And Israel looking for the pitcher's best friend here. There's a pitch right in there. So you can see Israel throwing those balls on the outer half of the plate, trying to force them. And there's a little bouncer. Yaris to Mercado. Sean, a lefty, hustled down the line so they could not turn it. And Circus takes their first lead of the game. So Israel left-handed. Looked like he was trying to come over that front shoulder and trying to throw it away from Burke, trying to get him to look into the sun a little bit. And Valdez swings right at Chris Lentine, and he kind of corkscrewed himself into a pretzel, but he made the catch. But in the inning, Circus answers with 3, and they'll take a 3-2 lead as we head to the top of the second. And again, these are 2 heavyweights. Between them, they've probably won the last 3 no-glove tournaments. I think the 45's may have won 2 in a row, and then Circus may have snuck one out when they double-dipped them, and then 45's came back last year and won the no-glove. So these 2 teams know how to win. They know how to compete. And unlike last night, this is, besides from the sun, fantastic conditions to play 16-inch softball. It's dry, very light breeze, nothing that should really affect anything. Top of the trees really aren't moving very much. So this should be a good one. So here we go. It'll be Chris Lentine, Danny Villarria, and Adam Haas. And there's a strike, and you see Jack doing the same thing, trying to work that outer half to the lefty. Pitch back in the day on that field 1 out in Mount Prospect at Majewski. We played in the tournament on Labor Day, and Chris swings, hits a high fly ball, and Valdez is there, and he puts it away for out number 1. A little better start here. And we were playing the Lemonheads, and nobody could hit. I mean, the sun was low, it was brutal, and I ended up pinch hitting, and I got a double to drive in a run. And after the game, it ended up being the game winner. The pitcher said, "Man, you really put a good swing on that ball. How did you see it?" I said, "Oh, man, I got lucky." Well, the truth of the matter is he jumped to the wrong side and threw a flat pitch. So I never had to lift my head, never had to look in the sun. So here's Villarreal, 1 out, nobody out. So as a pitcher, if you're going to try to play that game, you've got to pay attention. And Villarreal walks the dog down the right field line. And with 1 out now, 45's have a base runner for Adam Haas. Adam hit a couple of balls yesterday where he was giving himself up for the team. He hit the sacrifice for the big insurance run in the bottom of the 6th and hit a bomb.
Come on. Hey, square it up. Let's go. 2-4.
3-2, tying run at second, lead run at first here. Jack Landwehr, a little chopper down to Herdecki, over to Duff, and the pitcher's best friend shows up. Great turn there. Very interesting there because ground ball to Herdecki. I think Trace Ruffy was over here. I think that was Kevin Duff that made the pivot. And again, I think it's working. I think it came back. Yeah, I know. I see. I got the Facebook right there. So, an interesting system. I got to have somebody take a picture of me. But I got 2 cameras up. The one that's live streaming where we cannot see the comments. And then I got another one that's showing me Facebook. So sometimes on my phone it says that you lost it, but then I look at Facebook and it's still transmitting. So it's been glitching a little bit all day today, and to be honest with you folks, I don't know quite why. So here's Jason Rojas. He'll be leading off with Trace Ruffy and then Jack Nakanishi. And we'll see if they let Jack hit. He is at the bottom of the lineup, and it is kind of early. And Rojas to center, but right at Lentine. And that's going to be the first out of the inning. Of course, Jason played a little bit with Impact for a while.